Python's dominance in need of rescue. Oh, okay.
Leviathan the Lost. But why now? After all this time.
Why, what now?
Oh. I'm not sure you believe me if I told you.
After all we've been through. I doubt there's anything that could surprise me at this point.
All right then. Rouse Joshua and meet me in the mess. We'll talk there. I see we're all here.
So, what is it this time?
I'm not sure yet. The letter delivered to my chambers omitted a few crucial details.
Do we know its provenance?
That was one of the details it omitted. But whoever the sender was, it seems the dame held them in high enough regard to point them in our direction.
The dame? Well, she's not one to waste our time. It must be important.
Important might be an understatement. If the letter is to be believed, Leviathan's dominant is in danger. And someone wants us to save him.
Leviathan?
So the Warden of Water has finally returned. What has it been? 100 years?
More. The
Very
lost
convenient
moniker
timing.
Dates back at least that long. Even our venerable lawsman would not have been so much as a glint in his father's eye when last the mighty serpent brought his crushing waves to bear upon the realm.
But why the gap? I know it can be a few years before a new dominant's born. But over a century?
Should the dominant of Water's bloodline have been severed somehow, it could have prevented a new dominant from awakening.
But if one has awakened now, he couldn't have chosen a worse time. Every nation in the realm has lost its dominant. If word gets out that there is still one to be had, they will stop at nothing to claim it for their own.
And the twins will be at war again, just when humanity most needs to come together. Did the letter say anything else?
Only that if I wish to know more, we must meet in person. And that the Veil can arrange a meeting.
If nothing else, you can be certain it ain't a trap.
Famous last words. I'm coming with you.
As am I.
Thank you.
Everyone's going.
Both of you. And Otto.
Yeah. I'll keep an eye on things.
I thought they were trying to invite him.
Didn't fancy coming anyway.
Thank you. I shall leave the Invincible in your capable hands.
Okay. Spend the to-do list. Try to restore masonry objectives. Okay. Hey, Blue. How's it going? Okay. Does it make sense by the water?
The High Cardinal.
To the Veil it is then.
Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
I'm just starting the DLC now because it was prerequisite quests.
And you're just gonna fall into line.
What else can I do?
I'm looking for a Layla.
You found one. So, will your friends be joining in? Or just watching?
And she looks at him immediately.
We're not here for your services. We simply want to talk.
What you do with your time is up to you. The price is still the same.
Oh, I'm gonna pay, really? I guess information.
We're here about the letter.
Oh. Oh, sorry. I suppose you'll be wanting to know who wrote it then.
I love how her tone changed
Among other things.
immediately.
Look, I'm just the messenger here. There's only so much I can tell you.
Specifically,
A location, north of town, on the shore of Isle of Feist Bay. There you'll find a tent and the woman who can answer your questions.
and that's all. Nothing else.
Actually, one thing. There's more than flowers in the meadows these days. So keep that sword of yours to hand.
Okay, I doubt we can fast travel.
Does anyone else think it's strange that this woman should prefer to keep to the outskirts of town?
Can I go through
What
the
if she
view?
realizes the value of the information she's party to?
And the danger it puts her in.
Well, what do you think?
Yeah, that's
What do I think?
managing. Basically same. I'm just, gaslighting myself.
Ready, go?
To be honest. Allergies are kind of bad today, unfortunately, but that's how it be.
The tent is where Layla said it would be.
Yes, but
Here
who
we
awaits
go.
us inside?
It's empty. Why am I not surprised?
Well, I'm okay with them getting worse. I mean, not really, but like, I prefer when I'm not streaming. When I'm streaming, it's always
Process for
hard.
Guessing who that belongs to.
Oh. Yeah, like that's the time I want them to be okay, but it always happens the other way around.
The embers are still warm.
So you're Sid.
I'm guessing she's the dominant.
I suppose I must be. Which means you have me at a disadvantage.
Apologies. I am Shula, tributary of Mysidia, final haven of the Moths of Water.
The moats of water.
The very tribe into which it was believed Leviathan's dominant was born. A people notable for their sapphire eyes and ivory hair. Yes, that would be impossible, since the tribe famously...
Obviously, they're not dead, but
Vanished. Was exterminated. Despite the best efforts of both church and state, we are still very much alive. Though we've managed to keep that fact hidden from good Krieger's faithful for over a century.
Along with Leviathan's dominant.
That wave out there.
I'm guessing it's her. Plus, she's wearing all blue, so kind of like how Jill
Surge.
has Shiva's colors, kind of.
Only that it's been there a long time.
I mean, they all did,
Before
except for like
Drake's Eye almost
Benedicta.
a century ago. Some claim the two are connected, but none can speak with any certainty.
So in other words, you know nothing. Not that I'll hold it against you. The wave was raised by Leviathan in an act of rage. Moments before the waters were stayed, and the icon and its dominant bound within.
And you want us to?
Rescue him. Yes. You see, a little bird told me about a certain outlaw with a singular knack for putting unruly dominants in their place. And ours is about as unruly as they get. For years, we've searched for someone who could hold their own against an icon. Someone just like you. So what do you say? Will you help us?
What exactly did your dominant do to warrant this punishment?
What did he do? He committed the greatest crime one of his kind.
Well, she's also like
He
a
was
more
bold.
detailed NPC, so that kind of gives me vibes already.
But he deserves a better fate than the one my people forced upon him. He deserves to be free.
Maybe not.
As do we all. Very well. Far-fetched though your tale may seem,
So I'm assuming Clive's gonna go in there, fight Leviathan, absorb the power, and then the guy will be free.
so we will do what we can for your dominant. But first, you will tell us everything you know about him and the means of his imprisonment.
I can do better than that. I can show you. Care to take a trip across the bay? My people await you there.
Lead the way.
I mean, that's true, but like we're dealing with a series that involves magic, so you never know. It could be like, oh, the real dominant is there, but they have like a vessel that walks around. You know, kind of like an Endwalker with the dragon. I forget his name right now. But he has like a body, like a host body, but his actual form is hidden in the palace. And like no one knew for the longest time, so it could be like that.
All right, you might want to hold on to something. We're coming up on the wall, and passing through can take a bit of getting.
This takes place right before the end of the game, because you can only do it
See any wall?
if you have the final mission
Of
unlocked.
course you don't. That's the point.
It says it's not supposed to
It's a glamour
change the
woven
end of the
by
game.
our ancestors to keep our village hidden from prying eyes. But don't take my word for it. Watch.
That was worse than a slug of Bacchus wine.
Clive, the sky.
Oh, it's not purple.
Blue, but how is that possible?
You do know what a glamour is, don't you?
Yeah, glamour prisms.
Ours just happens to work both ways, and a good thing too. I wouldn't fancy staring at those sickly clouds every day.
I feel like that's kind of a meta comment, because a lot of people complained about the filter. Like they're like, yeah, we heard your complaints. Normal sky.
And that concludes our little voyage. We're here.
I mean, the reason for it is kind of like because of Ultima. Like
It's
the
a
end of the
long
world is
slog to
actively
the
happening.
village, and a hard one.
So it kind of makes sense, but a lot of people complain about it.
I hope you're up for a climb.
Finally.
What? You didn't think we'd arrived, did you?
But yeah, like apparently that was a huge complaint.
The village isn't up here. It's on the other side of the mountain.
Of course it is.
Couldn't get Joshua to like fly him over? I guess. Okay.
Watch yourself, Sid. This path can be treacherous. If not for the sheer drop, then for the beasts who prowl it.
Thank you for the warning.
I feel like this person's gonna be so confused.
Please.
Okay, yeah, I was
Call
gonna
me
say.
Clive.
He's clarifying.
Sid is an alias.
You will be pleased to learn, Lady Shula, that I have no such aliases.
Is that so, Lord Margrace?
It's all the same to me.
Just gotta sass him a little bit. Pick up the item before we fight.
I was wondering when they'd pick up our scent.
Stand back. We'll handle this.
Oh, will you now? Shall I keep my acts and spells to myself?
Oh, I didn't hit the thing like I wanted to. Wait, what is happening? I can't move. Okay. It's so weird being under-leveled because I've been playing through the New Game Plus.
Yet I see you carry no crystals.
Since when did a bearer ever need crystals?
But then, where is your brand?
Waiting for me in Sunbreck, if I ever get careless.
Oh, okay.
And it's in for a long wait.
I was wondering about that. Although I swear they've said like Samberkey in the game, but she said Sambrek. I guess it doesn't matter really. It's like a
We're
potato.
almost at the summit. From there, you'll have a better view of our home.
It is really nice to not see the filter though, now that they shed some light on it.
Few have ever set eyes on what I'm about to show you. Just so you know.
This is not what I expected.
Welcome, my friends, to Mysidia.
It's been a long time since I saw the North looking so
Alive. How
I'm
is-
sure you have plenty of questions, but it's been a long journey, and I expect we could all do with a rest. Our humble village is only a short way from here, if you'd care to accompany me. Let's get ourselves in front of a fire, and I'll tell you everything you need to know.
it's beautiful, Shula.
Actually, it's really nice.
And we aim to keep it that way.
I mean, it's probably only this way because they can keep it away from pretty much everyone. Oh, I don't think they'll fight you. Yeah, never mind. I think they will fight you if you like approach, but they're not really like aggressive.
Are those stones glowing?
That's one of the cairns which maintain the glamour.
Oh.
Steer well clear.
I like how she said steer clear, and I literally ran towards it. Oh god. She got a little aggressive.
If the surge
Yeah, it does look
was
really
out of
nice.
rage,
One wonders what prompted it.
Like, obviously we saw it from afar, but not this close. Oh, the final sting? Oh god. Yoshi P with his sadism. Although I thought Jill couldn't really use too much of her ice powers anymore. Like, I'm sure she's still got like a little bit, but huh.
could we not have spared ourselves the mountain crossing by landing further north?
In clear view of the bay.
So I'm pretty sure she like surrendered that to Clive, but I could be wrong.
On evening tides.
Does morning's light return?
Open the gates! The tributary is home!
Outsiders? Well, I never. Look at the size of that dog.
All right now, back to your duties. You'll have to forgive my people their curiosity. We don't get many visitors. Or any, truth be told.
I like how they didn't mention much about them, but about Torgal.
This is quite extraordinary. Like stepping into another world.
So do you believe me now?
You've made it difficult not to, my lady. But how did your people chance to settle here in the north? Unless I am much mistaken, the moats of water long called the coasts of Southern Ash their home. Until Drake's Horn fell and the Blight forced them ever inland, where...
We met our doom, along with our dominant. I see you've read the Gregorian Church's account, but perhaps you'd like to hear ours. That building over there is the Witten Hall. It's where my people gather to discuss matters of import. We can speak more inside, once the place is ready to receive you. It shouldn't take long, But you're welcome to explore the village while I see to things.
Thank you. We'll do just that.
Yeah, Dion was able to pretty much use all his powers. That's a good point.
That'll be them then. Look! That one's got a black cape.
Do you think he's the leader?
Intruders!
Oh, do you think he does?
Welcome to Haven. The tributary awaits you within the Witten Hall.
Because, yeah, Dion's there for the last mission, and I think he does a lot of damage to one form of the origin thing, from what I remember. Before he, like, dies. But he's able to use, like, a lot of his power as Bahamut, so yeah. I think he just kind of takes some of it.
So what do you think of our little haven in the woods? It might not have all the comforts of a southern settlement, but at least it's ours.
And there's a lot to be said for that. It can't have been easy keeping this place a secret.
Not easy, no. We've dedicated our lives to maintaining the glamour that conceals us. Us and Walyas.
This man, Walyas, is he Leviathan's dominant?
That's right. Though he's no man, Walyas is still a baby.
A baby?
Forgive me, but you said that the Dominant and his icon were bound inside the Surge almost a century ago. That would surely make him older still.
It would, if he'd been allowed to age. But the spell robbed the poor bairn of even that.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Walyas was the son of my great-grandfather. Leviathan awoke within him almost immediately. But instead of allowing the lad to live out his life as a valued member of the community, my ancestors sought to put his power to other uses. Sadly for them, the icons sensed their treachery and summoned a wave so large it would have swallowed the entire village. If my ancestors
Hearing Ben again. Yeah, he's so good.
Then it is not the Surge.
He does such a good job. Like running through New Game Plus, I really appreciate it.
Forgive me. I'm still not sure I understand.
I'm not surprised. It isn't the easiest thing to explain. Which is why it might be better if I took you to see him. Show you exactly what he has to endure.
That is why we came.
Then let us be off. There's a road that leads north from the village. It'll take us right into the Surge.
Are you bound for the Wave, tributary?
We are, Delina. Have you spread the word about our guests?
I have. Everyone knows to treat them as family.
You shouldn't have any trouble now, but just in case, I would have you accept this symbol of our people.
Okay.
That's very kind. I look forward to meeting the family.
The feeling's mutual.
Should the tributary be indisposed, feel free to ask me any questions you might have regarding the village, and I'll do my best to answer.
Thank you. We will.
Then I bid you good tide.
Our storehouse lies across the bridge. If you're short of supplies, you may find what you need there. Though we will have to ask you for recompense, poor as we are.
Final Fantasy 2 is a, it's a game. They tried something different, and it was,
Ships? But are we not still leagues from the shore?
I would say not really well liked, but, Obviously, it was successful enough to keep going, but if you go back and play it now, I think a lot of people may not like it.
The quickest route to the surge is due east, past the second galley.
There was a lot of like weird mechanics in it.
How did these ships come to be here?
What do you imagine happens when an icon of water gets angry?
Really, brother? Did you have to ask?
Maybe just asking a question. Oh yeah, the Tomberries are like really not cute in this game.
Foul creatures consumed by their hatred for everyone and everything.
Everything, save sharp knives, it seems.
I think it's level 5. I'm guessing to have everyone's grudge, but maybe not. Okay. Yeah, well, they showed the Tonberry King in here, and it looks creepy, to say the least. We'll probably see it. It'll be an optional hunt. Oh. Where is it? Oh, I hate these things. Ow. I don't think it'll kill. But... yeah. Could use Aerial Blast, but kind of a waste. May as well. I can block. Kind of, I guess, yeah. In the New Game Plus, those things have like 5 times the amount of health. Sometimes you have to fight multiple. It's just awful.
How will we reach the surge?
I'm getting closer and closer.
Coastline north. There's a bridge that'll take us across to the cape.
It really does look beautiful, though. Like, I don't really take pictures in games, but I understand what people do.
Might I inquire about the Ray of Light?
It's what prevents the surge from being reclaimed by the sea. And Dwalius by his people.
Okay, so we're gonna have to stop that, basically. That's what I'm getting. Oh, okay.
You said before that the child is bound within the surge. But you've yet to tell us how we're meant to reach him. I trust we won't have to hold our breath.
No. The surge wraps around the cape without engulfing it. If we continue to its tip, there is a path down to the seabed. And the wave's origin.
All right. It won't be the first dominant we've met at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh yeah, there was that whole thing with Odin. I'm gonna actually check something real fast, if it'll let me.
It's not much further now.
The path seems well kept. Do you and the villagers often come this way?
Only me. Once every new moon without fail. It is my duty both as village elder and Walius's descendant.
But surely no one blames you for what happened. Why should you bear the responsibility alone?
You misunderstand. I do it because I want to. To show him that he isn't alone, and that there are still some of us who would see an end to his suffering. Suffering you will soon witness with your own eyes.
I mean, how bad could it be?
The forest grows quickly here. Left unattended, the path would be reclaimed in a matter of moons.
Yes, we'll see.
Does the light point?
It looks crazy though, because it's like frozen. Looks like mountains, but it's water.
Indeed.
Look at all the droplets of water suspended in midair.
Where they have
Oh, yeah, I guess
remained
they are.
untouched by time for 80 summers.
It's not right.
No. It's not.
Obviously, it's magic, but
There. Up ahead. Down in the center. Follow me.
oh, it really was a baby. Damn. Okay.
He's still primed.
I'll never forget my first priming. The fear.
I think Joshua was even older than that. Yeah.
What was happening? One can only imagine how this poor child felt.
He is the victim of an unforgivable sin. Committed by people who saw him as nothing but a means to an end. He must be so frightened.
Then I'll ease his burden.
You don't mean?
I'm not going to hurt him. Contrary to the tales, I don't go around killing dominants for no reason. What if I told you there was a way to remove Wallace's icon?
I tell you, you were a madman.
He's got like a whole collection.
But it can be done. Though, it isn't without its risks. Part of the icon remains no matter what.
Oh, okay. They just kind of...
So, it might still come to violence.
He just kind of confirmed what I was talking about earlier.
I don't know. It depends on the dominant. I've seen things end well, and I've seen things spiral out of control. But I do know one thing. If we turn our backs on this child, there will be no end to his suffering. And I think that a worse fate than the alternative. Don't you?
Very well. Do what you must. And whatever happens, I will own the consequences.
Don't be afraid, little one. Let me bear the weight.
It's kind of a weird situation, but unique.
Hush now. It's going to be all right.
Welcome back, Blue.
Is it done?
I think so. I can feel the icon inside me. But something's wrong. He wasn't just afraid. He was angry.
If that makes sense.
All right. Let's see what you've given me.
Okay. An inescapable rush of water that pummels enemies. Okay. Yeah, I know you have like a gun now. Could be used to summon the Clive's off arm and a sea swimming serpent. Pressing square will unleash tidal torrent, multiple bursts of water. Okay. It could be refilled quicker by pressing O. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. It says you can use a precision dodge. Okay. Press R1 again while dodging. Clive will roll into the air, extending the dodge even further. Okay.
Is that Leviathan?
No, just another
Oh.
formidable adversary.
Oh, okay, so you gotta be close. Can you charge it? Okay. Oh, then it stays infinite. Okay. That's kind of interesting, I guess.
Oh, look. It has friends.
Wait, so how do you put it away? Like, how do I use... Oh, you just cancel it. Okay, I see. No, cancel. Okay, I gotta get used to that. Oh. do like the dodge. The dodge is really nice. Are these called Eddie? That reach? Is that my water? Is that their water? Can you do both at once? I think so? Oh, wait. Maybe not. Oh, wait. Hold on. That's just targeted, like, a bunch of people? Am I crazy? Oh god. Oh god. I'm still mixing up the controls, I apologize. It's kind of odd. Because it plays different than like a lot of his other stuff. Yeah, it gives you unlimited ammo, which is nice. If you mess it up, it still gives you 100%. So, either way, not terrible. There's probably other better abilities.
He seems calmer now.
You said Wallius was frozen in time.
Because that's how a lot of these are.
But he knew we were here. How?
I don't know. He's never reacted to anything or anyone. Until now.
The child has been bound for nigh on a century. If he has been conscious from the first, we must remove the seal at once.
It's not that simple. I wish it were, but... there's more to this tale. It would be better if I explained back at the village.
I see. Then let's return before it gets dark.
I'm sorry, Wallius. I will make this right.
I mean, on the bright side, the child isn't really going to get hurt, but... Alright.
Oh, ceaseless rill, guide thy bounty.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No sign of the child.
Yeah, they probably think that the kid's dead, but... we'll see. Cutscene? Yeah.
To understand the spell which binds Wallius, you must first know who we are, and what drove my forebears to commit such an atrocity. This tapestry is our story, the one that brought us here. After generations of wandering, my people sought refuge in northeastern Storm, some 170 years ago. But in exchange for our safety, the Gregorian Church demanded we renounce our faith, and branded us heretics when we could not.
To be exterminated, as a lesson to others.
And so was it chronicled in the imperial histories. For anything less would have made the church seem weak, yet a handful survived. The few who did fled north and west, and in doing so discovered two things that would forever shape our fates. The first was an old legend revealing how to make your very own mother crystal.
But that's impossible.
As they were soon to discover, aye, far too late. Our ancestors convinced themselves that they could recreate the divine if they could only find a strong enough heart. A living being capable of channeling torrents of ether. And the heavens provided.
A dominant. Well, yes.
They'd stumbled across a nostrum in an ancient ruin, which they believed could provoke a sudden outpouring of a creature's ether. They meant to enrage his icon. Leviathan would have destroyed everything, had our people not made their second important discovery. A means to stop time itself.
Where did they find that? The Northerners had no such magics, or they would have used them.
When our ancestors first arrived, the land was uninhabited, save for an old witch who lived on the highest peak. Her body had been consumed by the curse, a cruel payment for her long years of service to the Northern Thanes. So desperate were they to prevent the fall of Drake's Eye, they'd forced her to devise a spell to stop time.
But Drake's Eye did fall.
It did. When she finally perfected the necessary magics, it was already too late. As punishment for her failure, the Thanes exiled her to this forsaken place to live out the few days she had left. Knowing her suffering, our ancestors cared for her as best they could, and in return, she gifted them her spell. That even though she should die,
kind of
her
familiar.
legacy might live on. So armed with both the knowledge of the ancients and the secrets of time, our ancestors settled upon an ambitious plan. They would create a new Mother Crystal and enchant it that it might endure for all eternity.
Okay.
Thus would our people's wandering, our suffering, finally end, and prosperity visit us once more. And all it would require was the sacrifice of a single child. A small price to pay, or so they believed.
Another victim of man's blind reliance on the Mother Crystals. So we know the seal source. How do we break it and restore the flow of time?
Do you recall the dome of light on top of the cliffs to the west? Inside lie the ruins of an old temple. It was there that the witch built the Vare, a conduit of sorts that channels her remaining ether into the surge. But it's been a long time since anyone set foot in the place. And now, there are others who claim it as their own.
Then we shall go prepared for a fight. That said, it may be best if one of us stays behind.
You think the village could be in danger?
We saw the ether flow from Wallius in all directions, but only encountered a single familiar. There will be more. And should even one make its way here, I doubt the walls could hold it back for long.
So they're gonna have to stop it.
Then I shall stay. The Phoenix will see your people safe, tributary.
You have my thanks.
Okay, he's put his title on it there.
We should depart at once.
Because it could have just been like, yeah, me,
Time
but he's
may
like,
no
the
longer be a
Phoenix.
luxury we can afford.
The Vare is not easy to find. We must first head north and then west, deeper into the forest.
Okay. So I still gotta go to the gate. Yeah, I don't know if you're trying to show off a little or not. Sometimes he does, but... Fathers fell.
Before, we turned east at the shipwrecks to reach the coast. Now we must head in the opposite direction.
Left it is then.
Okay. There's a way that way too. Where's Torgal? I don't see him.
There's a large gate up ahead, and beyond it, a cluster of ancient ruins. The temple, or the Heir of Hours as my people call it,
Heir of
can only be reached by passing through them.
Wait, where's my thrust? Oh. That was weird.
The forest is crawling with life, most of it hungry, which is why we make sure this gate stays shut.
I like how none of them try to break through it.
Axe, I presume.
Noticed her, have you?
Okay. So let's go all the way down, I think.
There.
Don't worry, those cliffs aren't the only way to the top.
Crab rave over there. Guessing you can jump down. I don't really need to fight these things, that's why I'm kind of walking past.
Are these the ruins?
Yes. As far as we can tell, they're part of the same complex as the temple itself.
To think of all the people who must once have lived here.
Not sure, Ifrit wielder. Well, yeah, that's kind of a spoiler, but yeah. Like, initially, spoilers don't matter because this is past the end of the game, but yeah. He basically, long story short, for, like, the boss of the game was, like, this group of aliens, pretty much. It's, like, the easiest way to explain it. They wanted, like, a vessel that could absorb all the power of the icons and stuff. So Clive was that vessel. So he has the unique ability to take like parts of icons and then like he can use them. Which I thought he absorbed all of it, but this DLC confirmed for sure that he does only take part. So yeah.